Hey everybody, welcome back to the Court of Random Opinion. My name is Lauren Neidigh. I'm here with my friend Bruce from Oregon, who is live from his van. Um, we're going to go over this restraining order renewal request from Laura Owens against Mike Marraccini, which is honestly one of the dumber things I've seen in a while. I did skim over it last night. I'm not going to read the whole, it's 131 pages. We're not going to read the whole thing because a lot of it's exhibits. And also, I got to be somewhere in like an hour. I'm out here in Arizona. I wanted to remind you guys, I'm here because I'm going to be in Zach's show tomorrow. Zach Peter, he's another podcaster. And I'm actually going to be in that with Clayton. He's going to join us. And then also Omar, the Tilted Lawyer, is going to be here. He's going to come in here tonight. So let me pull that up real quick so you guys can see where that's.
Are you guys interviewing Clayton, or is it like a Q&A, or what's the
It's at this
process?
Okay, so it's at this improv theater, but I thought surely it's just like an improv theater, but no, it looks like there was a lot going on at his show in Dallas yesterday, and I was like, what did I just sign up for? Because they were like people dancing on each other and stuff. I saw pictures of it, and I was like, what the hell did I just sign us up for? Like, what's gonna happen? It's gonna be a good time though, and I am gonna try not to embarrass myself too much. So, one sec, pull up the screen. Here's the website if you guys want to go over there. It's like nofilterlive.com. You can't really see it, but it's Phoenix Tempe Improv is where you would go if you wanted to get tickets to that. Andy Signor from Popcorn Planet is also going to be with us if you know who that is. We're going to be talking a lot about Blake and Justin. Some of you guys know I just got, Blake subpoenaed Google for information relating to a lot of content creators, Google accounts, and I was one of them. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about Clayton's going to be on Perfect Match, and they're going to ask him some questions about that. And Andy's going to interview Clayton about his time on The Bachelor, which I'm sure is going to be interesting. So, all right, let's pull this up real quick. We're going to read through this, and I'm going to do a little more on this later as well, because I'm not going to get too much in depth into the background of everything and like why I think this is stupid right now. I just want to look at what she had to say. Which is, never really that valuable in my opinion. But hey, we always read it anyways. Who doesn't love a train wreck? And we'll comment on that a
Lauren,
little bit. And then, what's up?
I have to step away for a minute. Somebody just parked a forklift in my driveway.
I hate when that happens.
I don't know why. Like it says Hertz Reynolds on it. I don't know what's going on.
Why don't you go deal with that? All right. Anyways, we'll look at this and comment on it, and then I want to be back with Schnitzel Ninja in a little while. I'm not sure when, because I know that she always has a lot of important stuff to say relating to Mike's case. So we'll go over that a little bit more later. But right now we kind of just want to get through this so everybody knows what she said in this actual petition. Let me just really quick say thank you, Amy, for becoming a member, and also thank you, Nathan. I appreciate you guys. And I'm just going to read into this a little bit. I skimmed over some of the background stuff there because it's not important. But it's not weird for her, but it's weird in general. I feel like she's asking for here, number 7, a order of protection that's permanent. She wants him referred to the United States Attorney's Office for criminal prosecution, which of course she would ask for that. But the fact that she's asking for that based on the fact that he showed up in response to a subpoena at the courthouse in Scottsdale last summer is a little fucking ridiculous. And I remember also that after she was actually referred for criminal prosecution, she wrote on her Medium blog somewhere, which is now deleted but totally memorialized on the internet, that she wanted Clayton referred for criminal charges for who fucking knows what reason. It's absolutely insane. I don't know if you remember that, Bruce.
Yeah, it seems like whatever anybody else demands, she makes a counter demand of the same thing. So if you remember the February status conference, once they started asking for fees and sanctions, she turned around and asked for fees and sanctions with Josh.
No, you.
Wait, who was that? No, that was Corey Keith. Corey Keith was there asking for fees and sanctions as well.
No, you get sanctions. That's stupid as fuck. Laura really is a nasty, desperate soul. No arguments here, man. This whole thing is pretty pathetic, if you ask me. If you want to continue to spit in the face of people who actually need these restraining orders, go ahead. I'm sure no one will have any sympathy for you when you actually go to jail, because people keep thinking like there's some people who are like thinking like surely she'll stop now. Surely she'll take a plea deal. Surely she'll do this or that. No. this lady is going to take this shit as far as she can go because she's been enabled to do so her entire life, and she does not understand the meaning of the word no. So it's going to crash and burn tremendously, and I cannot wait to see it. So, Laura, you're not invited to the show tomorrow night, by the way. Please don't show up because I know you're watching this. She keeps reporting me for cyberbullying still. So it's not going to work. Actually,
I mean,
Bruce,
this is a publicly available document, right?
Bruce, you and I read that it was one of the recent filings in the criminal case.
It was the witness list.
Right, and it was just you and me reading the document, and she reported it for cyberbullying, and it got removed. And they want me to like edit stuff out. I'm like, what do you want me to edit out? It's a fucking court document.
Yeah,
like, and they still won't put it back up.
I mean,
so I'm like, I could,
obviously, we may have editorialized a little bit. So
what? No.
But again, that would just be complaining about our opinions. I mean, I don't know. It's not bullying. We're not like emailing videos to her directly or something. It's absurd.
Yeah. No, I've never spoken to the lady ever. And the only time we've ever spoken is when she was posing as an ex-boyfriend named Tag. Okay, named Tag.
Yeah. That's kind of how I feel. Like if I've ever talked to her, it's because she was using one of these fake accounts with an anonymous name trolling.
Speaking of fake accounts with anonymous names, we're definitely going to see some of that mentioned in here, and it's absolutely stupid. So we'll get to that in a second. Let's see. Since the order of protection was renewed in 2020, Mr. Marraccini has violated it in several ways, most of which relate to a different family law case I'm involved in here in Arizona called Owens versus Echard. I would characterize this differently, but we're not going to go there. Briefly, the Owens versus Echard case here in Arizona involved a petition to establish paternity, which I filed in the Maricopa County Superior Court against a man named Clayton Echard. Mr. Echard and I were involved in a brief one-night relationship. That's what you want to call it.
Oh my.
A one-night relationship. Okay.
That's a lot of weight.
I've had quite a few of those in my day. So, but that is not ever how I would describe it. In May 2023, after that experience, I tested. Yeah, I know, man. I'm pretty open about that, though. I tested positive for pregnancy, which eventually led me to file the paternity case against Mr. Echard. While the paternity petition was pending, I believe I had a miscarriage. You bitch. While the paternity petition was pending, I believe I had a miscarriage, which was later confirmed by a visit to an OBGYN facility called Mom Doc, where I took 2 pregnancy tests, which both came back negative.
Well, the Mom Doc test confirmed she had negative pregnancy tests. They don't clinically confirm miscarriage. Correct. So this language is a little misleading.
No, absolutely. And when you bounce from provider to provider like that, you self-report your medical history, and they'll write that shit in your medical record. Yeah. And I know that because I've worked in a hospital for several years. Granted, not anymore because I'm about to be done with that. But
yeah, she starts out giving herself an out, like, I believe I had a miscarriage. Like, okay, well, I could believe I'm Elvis, but it doesn't make it provable.
I think you look just like Elvis, Bruce.
I mean, yeah.
It's uncanny. All right.
That was a weird example.
It really was. I'm glad you went there. All right. After receiving this information, I took no After receiving this information, I took no further action to pursue the paternity petition against Mr. Echard, which resulted in the court setting the matter for administrative dismissal due to inactivity. Okay.
Oh boy.
Before the case was dismissed, Mr. Echard hired a lawyer who accused me of faking. Oh my God. You're such a.
With the quotes. Faking.
God, no. Oh God. Okay. Who accused me of faking the pregnancy. After the lawyer threatened to seek sanctions against me. God, the lawyer threatened me. I hired remember when he threatened you before and you called the FBI? Oh, wait. Hold on. That's not how that went. Okay. Hey, question. When she she told the judge in Greg's hearing that she called the FBI on Greg and Greg. Do you think she actually called the FBI, or did she like invent that?
The ex parte emails. I don't know. I mean, it's possible she like filed something or like called the tip line or something. You know what I mean? Like one of these things to try and get an automated response. Because it seems like she likes to use these responses for her self-reported stuff as proof of the thing. You know, she uses this circular logic, right? Like she reports something to her neurologist, and then the neurologist writes down that she reported it, and then she says, see, the neurologist said I'm whatever. So it may be that she was trying to the FBI says they're looking into something. She did this with
that's exactly how that goes, man.
With the Dave Neal case, right? She reported Dave Neal to the FBI and the DA think this is weird or something. You know, she tries to use it to intimidate. So I could totally see it, right?
Yeah, it's just so nutty, man. I can't imagine calling the FBI. But honestly, for anything, I'd just call 911 if I had an emergency. But calling the FBI for something that happened like online or whatever, you know.
And it's very strange that would all appear in like an email to an ex parte email to a judge rather than like police reports or actual arrests or some sort of statement from a DA or something. We've seen other cases of people in the public space for other cases where they report some of these things, and you get police reports and you get statements from the district attorney and you get these other things, even if there's no prosecution. We've seen that in other cases I won't mention, but we see none of that in this case.
Oh man. All right, let's see. Where were we on this? I hired a lawyer who immediately moved to voluntarily dismiss with a prejudice as permitted by Rule 26, because we got to throw that in there. Even though the Arizona rules required the court to allow me to withdraw that. I'm not going to read that because it's bullshit.
I mean, she's putting sort of her spin legal opinion in this document. This document's supposed to be justification for a order of protection, right? Like,
and it gets worse. And
it's not trying to relitigate the case with opinions, right?
It gets an unrelated case, but it gets worse. Well, it's not totally unrelated in my opinion, but like it's, you know what I mean? It's a different case, and so it has nothing to do with the restraining order. But you've read this, right?
Yeah, I read this last night. I mean, the thing to me is I agree with Omar, like, because this opens up a lawyer for Mike questioning her on all these bullet points. And if she's also involved in the felony indictment case in Arizona, like, it's all going to become whatever she says in this case or this document or response to this can then be used in that case by the prosecution. So it's a very bad move.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's a train wreck. I love that for her, but at the same time, I'm like, I hate that Mike has to go through this. So it just sucks.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's very taxing. It's very taxing on him, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, he's actually got a wife and 2 very real children, so it sucks. Okay. While the paternity case was pending, Mr. Echard's counsel provided a disclosure statement listing Michael Marraccini as a witness. Again, I'm not going to read through this because it's dumb, rehashing, and incorrect. So I'm not going to. Okay, here's what I will read. Furthermore, the disclosure statement falsely stated that I had 2 pregnancies with Mr. Marraccini. That is actually correct. You had 0 pregnancies with Mr. Marraccini, but that's not what you represented. God, I hate you. I hate her. She's so annoying. I always say, like, I don't hate this lady. No, I fucking hate this lady. She's the worst of humanity. With Mr. Marraccini, and it implied that there was subsequent litigation relating to those pregnancies. This is completely false. The only litigation I have had with Mr. Marraccini is this matter, which is solely based on his threatening conduct towards me. And I hate that any court ever gave any sort of like legitimacy to her claims by granting these restraining orders. But like at the same time, judges who are overseeing stuff like this, if they don't grant the restraining order and then somebody gets hurt, I mean, that's a pretty big risk. So at the same time, I understand why it's like that, but also I think these things are like there are some states where it's way too easy to get these, and there are some states where it's like way too hard. Because in Florida, it's like a whole different ballgame, but I don't know. It's just frustrating because I'm like, the only fault that I can think of is like the person. It comes down to the person who's filing, and it's like you have to sometimes things slip through the cracks because you have to protect people who actually need these restraining orders. But
yeah, it becomes expensive, right? Because I understand they do for your point, the safety of a temporary restraining order just to put it in place for safety.
Right.
And then eventually you could go permanent, but you could do a hearing related to that and have arguments. Of course, it's expensive to do that, like hiring an attorney and all that. So there is a barrier to entry if these things need to be argued,
Yeah. I mean, even a TRO before you get a chance to really defend yourself, I feel like that can be just like absolutely damaging to your reputation. So it sucks. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And like we saw in the Gabby Petito case, they may not even, be going in the correct direction, right? It may be difficult to know who is the abuser and who is the abused in this case, and they may get it wrong.
That is so sad. That Gabby Petito thing is so sad. All right. Because Mr. Echard asked the court to award him sanctions, I was forced to defend that issue. What the fuck does that have to do with your restraining order against Mike? Shut your mouth. Okay. I'm not going to go over this stuff because it's not related. All right. After learning Mr. Marraccini's attorney had falsely told Mr. Gingras that I keep calling him Gingras, that Mr. Marraccini was not going to appear at trial, my attorney filed several pleadings, including a motion in limine and an emergency motion to strike, asking the court to exclude Mr. Marraccini on the basis of improper and untimely disclosure. And what was the ruling on that?
Denied.
Do we include that in this petition?
No.
I didn't think so. Okay.
No, this is all just a one-sided relitigation of the case. I mean,
this witness is expected to testify about his prior interactions with petitioner, his personal knowledge of her alleged 2 pregnancies during their relationship. Petitioner believes. What is the fucking problem here? Jesus, this lady's. All right. Just a few days later, in early May 2024, I was horrified. Please, you were so excited to learn Mr. Marraccini publicly released nearly 2,500 pages of private text messages. Absolutely not true. In early May 2024, there is absolutely no way that that man publicly released 2,500 pages of private text messages. To this day, we have not seen anywhere near 2,500 pages of private text messages. They were submitted as an exhibit. That wasn't public. We couldn't access that. Bruce, have you ever seen 2,500 pages of text between Mike and Laura?
What did we have access to? We had access to something, right?
We saw like some pages, right? At some point, we saw some pages. It was not in May because we didn't see any of that shit until after
we
the
went
trial,
over a pretty large document, but I don't recall 2,500.
No, and that was
pages.
months later. It was not in May 2024. Months later, we went over a large document and it was not anywhere near 2,500 pages. I would say it was not even 250 pages. So that's bullshit.
Yeah, where's the publicly available 2,500 pages? That's interesting.
There isn't one.
We definitely did go over.
Oh my god.
We did go over some sort of curated set that was. You're saying it was part of an exhibit in a motion. Is that why we went over?
We saw some stuff that was an exhibit in a motion, and we also saw some. I believe that weren't. But the thing is, it was not 2,500 pages of private text messages, and it was not in May 2024. I don't know how many. I don't know if it was like over 100 pages, maybe, but it was not. It was not even close to 1,000 pages. Not even close. Much less 2,500. So
mysterious. Yeah.
I mean, it's not that mysterious if you think about it. She's lying. So.
Well. I mean,
none of these private messages. Go ahead.
Yeah. She would have to back it up. Like, in the other thing, she posted a link and said, oh, here's the thing you can go find with a link. There's no link here. So it's hard to verify independently. She's always doing this, right? She's making claims without independently verifiable means of evidence.
Yeah. Sorry, I was getting a lot of text there for a second. Oh, God. I'm going to sneeze.
Oh, boy, guys.
It's fine. That didn't happen. All right. These messages include hundreds of pages of private conversations, including discussions regarding sexual matters. Well, that's probably the only truth in this.
Oh, dear.
Medical issues, private family matters, and other highly personal and private topics. But again, that did not come out in May 2024. It is clear to me Mr. Marraccini released these 2,500 pages of private messages for the sole purposes of harassing, humiliating, and terrorizing me. Did you feel terrorized by that?
Mysterious. No. I think it was to establish the pattern of behavior and
Hold
the
on.
conflicting claims that we've seen throughout the Owens v. Echard case.
If she's saying that he publicly released 2,500 pages of text between them, is she admitting that those were her text messages? Because she's also saying, I didn't send those.
Yeah, that's an interesting contradiction, right? Because when people brought up, especially the ovarian cancer claims, she said,
Right.
"Oh, I never had that. I never sent those messages. These messages aren't real."
Apparently you fucking did. I mean, we all knew
And
that.
now in this document, suddenly they're real. And we've seen
Mhm.
contradictions like this before. For example, the Halloween costume meme. She said, "Oh, only Clayton could have made that." And then in the Greg Gillespie connection, she said, "Oh, only Greg could have done this." And like, there are all these contradictions that when you look at these documents in these different cases, independently, they're just claims. But if you look at them against each other, you start to see the contradictions.
Yeah, it's all pretty wild. I mean, I would love for her to have to lay all that out in context, you know what I mean? In one long timeline and just like watch
Yeah,
it break down.
and I'm sure, she can sort of justify it with other unsubstantiated claims or with nitpicking arguments or something. She can probably play some mental gymnastics, right?
Yeah.
Sort of like when you see these Lori Vallow Daybell interviews, right? She plays this mental gymnastics game
Right.
of getting around the questions. And I'm sure Laura can do that, but it's not going to be useful without independently verifiable evidence.
Let's see. Again, she's saying these were released, I guess, for harassing, humiliating, and terrorizing her, which is not hard to do, apparently. Anything can terrorize her. So his conduct had exactly the intended effect. Since Mr. Marraccini released these messages, they have been widely shared across the internet. By sharing our private messages publicly, Mr. Marraccini disclosed personal, private conversations between us, which had nothing to do with any issues involved in the Owens versus Echard case. Hard disagree with that. As just one example, shown below is a private text message I sent to Mr. Marraccini describing medical problems I was having, including an epileptic seizure. Okay, this is, first of all, almost unreadable. I had a massive seizure and I'm on the way to St. Francis in an ambulance, and I can't see the last word. Yeah, ambulance. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm on something ambulance to St. Francis. So, wait, this is redacted also. This doesn't prove anything, especially about your epileptic seizure, supposed epileptic seizures. That may or may not be true. I'm more inclined to believe that her Lamictal prescription was for some kind of mood disorder than a
Yeah.
seizure disorder, because she faked so
Also,
many medical.
Mike's not a medical provider. He's not
No.
illegally releasing her private medical information as a provider.
Mhm.
He's a private citizen. And if he wants to have his own private laptop forensically analyzed, that's his
Right.
legal
Yeah.
right. So none of this
Um,
makes any sense to me.
No. Lisa B, thank you for the 10. Thanks for always covering this case. Thank you very much for always watching. We appreciate that. All right, let's see. I'll go past that. It's difficult. It is difficult to put into words. God, you're so special. It is difficult to put into words what an extreme and outrageous violation of my personal privacy Mr. Marraccini caused. Do we want to talk about violations of personal privacy? Because your lawyer tweeted out old pictures of your relationship in an old podcast you did together to try to prove that your relationship was somehow not the most emotionally abusive shit I have ever seen. Oh my God. This is ridiculous. Imagine having 2,500 pages of your personal private conversations with a romantic partner released. Imagine having a partner who fakes ovarian cancer, multiple pregnancies, her dad totally dying like tomorrow, and all kinds of other shit just to get you to stick around. And then later she slaps you in the face for being there for her by stalking you. And I'm not going to say much more than that, but she'll never let go. She hasn't. She'll never let go.
I mean, I'm just glad she's admitting here that the laptop evidence is legitimate. That's a step
Right?
forward. It's a good
Fucking
step
idiot.
forward.
Mr. Marraccini's harassment, threats, and abuse go even further. The day before the June 10th evidentiary hearing, Mr. Marraccini appeared in a video published on Instagram standing next to Mr. Echard and another male named Greg Gillespie, who I dated briefly in Arizona. Lady,
Oh
if a guy
boy.
comes on your back, it does not make a relationship. I'm sorry. No, even I know that.
Also, she leaves out how she filed order of protection against Mr. Gillespie and what was it, emotional distress charges as well, or abortion coercion, whatever that is. And yeah, she leaves all that out.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts. All right.
Miss Owens wrote this motion.
Oh yeah.
And I believe she's pro se or pro per or whatever.
They listed her. She listed herself pro per.
Yeah.
So I know there was a mark in something that said that she had an attorney. That's incorrect. The attorney, in fact, I guess somebody reached out to the attorney, and the attorney confirmed she's not representing her. So she's a pro per.
That's good.
Because people are like all on top of this shit. I was like, what do you mean somebody reached out to her? Oh, they actually did. Okay. So no, that attorney is not her attorney. So
there you go.
We all know what this Instagram post actually looks like. It just looks kind of dark and shadowy here. What the fuck does that have to do with your restraining order? This man stood next to other men that I also terrorized. And so you should renew this restraining order forever and send him to jail.
Yeah, he didn't even say anything in this video. He just
stood there.
He stood there. Arrest him immediately. He stood there quietly.
If I remember correctly, Clayton was like, we asked for prayers and blah, blah, blah. I was like, what the fuck do you mean that's a terrorization?
Yeah, Clayton just said, hey, look, we're going to court tomorrow. Wish us luck. I mean, it's just a statement of fact. Like, there's nothing. It's weird.
Miss Medusa says, imagine your partner makes a fake TEDx talk about shit that didn't happen.
Exactly. That's a good point.
The fact that they won't take that
thing
down.
Is still up.
Oh, yeah. No, I've gone through every connection that I know, because when I was in college, I knew a couple of people who actually worked with TED, and I went through them, but it's been over 10 years now. And so like, well, no, the people that we, work with, they don't work there anymore. So, and I have one who said, they're going to try to get a different number for me so I could talk to someone, but it's impossible to get a fucking phone number for these people. And also, why don't they care enough to like pay attention to what they're being tagged in and shit? Because it'd be one thing if it was like one or two people, but it's like a gazillion people at this point. Like, just, oh my God, why do you not care?
Yeah.
All right.
And the other thing is this Instagram video, it's not like somebody made a video and sent it to her, right? It's like she's going out of her way to go find this stuff. It's kind of,
oh yeah, absolutely.
She's harassing herself.
She's upset because it says the last thing we want is see a fifth victim have to experience what we have. The we in the sentence refers to Gillespie, Echard, and Marraccini. After it became clear that Mr. Marraccini intended to appear at the hearing in Arizona on June 10th, I asked my attorney to take all possible steps to ensure that if he did appear, he complied with the terms of the order of protection. I'm not going to read this part too much because we all know what happened there, and it's stupid as fuck.
But she didn't ask the same thing for anybody else she had an order of protection against, just him.
Absolutely not.
That's very strange to me. It's very odd.
Yeah. While I was testifying on the stand, Mr. Marraccini sat in the room approximately 40 feet away from me. I bet she measured every foot because she couldn't stay away from him. He glared angrily at me the entire time. That dude was sitting right behind me, and that is absolutely not what happened. This
also, she could have invoked the rule of exclusion and had the witnesses out of the room until they testified.
Yeah. She
and
chose not to do that.
They didn't want to.
Her own doing.
So too bad.
This caused me so much emotional trauma and anxiety that I lost my composure and was unable to complete my testimony without calling for a recess. Okay, so what actually happened there was she said something so fucking profoundly stupid that the court security staff laughed at her. And then she was later like, oh, JFC people were laughing at me. No, the court security staff cackled at you because you're so stupid. I was sitting right there.
There weren't any sort of JFC or members of the public on that left side as you walk in anyway. There were like four people from the public and they were on the right side. So when Greg turned around to say, hey guys, quiet down, he wasn't even looking at the public members on the right side. He was looking at the left side, or I guess he was looking at the bailiffs or whatever you were saying.
Yeah. I mean, so he was all the way on the left side. He was near Megan and behind me. So
Right.
it's you know, and he didn't make a damn sound that entire time.
Yeah.
I can tell you that much.
Wild.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. We're gonna skim over that only because I have to get out of here in like 20 minutes. Prior to Mr. Marraccini traveling to Arizona to violate this court's order, my attorney made extensive efforts to work with Mr. Echard's counsel. Go fuck yourself. I'm not reading that. All right. Okay, here we go. For example, in June 2024, Mr. Marraccini appeared in a 2.5-hour YouTube video interview with a blogger named Megan Fox. She texted me last night. She was like, "I'm not a blogger."
The
Like, I'm not a
shade.
blogger out there.
What the? Jeez.
In this video, which remains online here. Okay, well, if you want people to hear his story, by all means, please include that in your stupid fucking filing. Mr. Marraccini talked about me extensively, even claiming that the OOP issued by this court was completely fabricated. What else did you fabricate? Do you want to give us a full rundown of that? You might as well. If you're providing evidence against yourself in this filing, you might as well give us the whole rundown. All right.
You know, she's got this thing where it's all about like appearance and titles and credentials and awards and all this. Like, because whenever she talks about her parents or herself, it's all in this context of like, oh, here's all these credentials, this huge list of things, all these awards. And whenever she's talking to anybody else, like Megan Fox or Dave, or as I suspect on alts talking to me, you know, she's always like trying to throw them under the bus and make them feel bad about themselves based on this sort of credentialed argument. It doesn't matter what sort of substantive argument you're making, right? That's irrelevant, right? It's sort of like, oh, you said 1 + 1 = 2. Well, where's your PhD in mathematics? And it's like, look, you don't have to have a PhD in mathematics to know that 1 + 1 = 2. Like, let's, you know. So she's always trying to do this psychological game of throwing people under the bus with this behavior.
Yep. All right. Here's where it gets really stupid. In addition to making false public statements accusing me of lying to this court, Mr. Marraccini has also repeatedly posted private photos of me online under the pseudonym Honk My Meat.
The good old days in Discord. Also, now I could be wrong. Lauren, but I believe that the user Honk My Meat, I can't believe I'm saying these words. I believe the user Honk My Meat did verify who they are. To the Discord administrator.
Not Mike.
I think they did maybe verify their identity with the Discord administrator. So I'll just leave it at that. But here's the thing: even if that's incorrect, or even if that never happened, how do we know that Honk My Meat isn't Laura herself? Or any other random user on the internet? Because here's the thing: this photo that she says, oh boy, this photo she says Honk My Meat posted was publicly available.
Stop it!
It was it was a publicly available photo from Instagram originally. So yeah, Winks is saying we know who it is. So we know who Honk My Meat is, and apparently it's not Laura or Mike, I guess.
Oh god. Yeah, you're making some great points. I can't hear you over the sound of my own wheezing.
Apparently, if Honk My Meat needs to be a witness in this case, I mean, they should buckle up, I guess. I don't know. We have to. I'm glad I'm here to maintain some sort of composure.
I don't know what I would have done. Like, I can't.
Yeah, Wink says it's not Laura or Mike. Okay, so Honk My Meat is somebody that had access to the original. Well, you know, around the same time, there was also somebody else who was a little rough around the edges, named Honk Honk, who would come in and do some honks. Look, guys, here's the thing about Discord. Here's the thing about the Dave Neal fan Discord. Okay, it's a public place. Anybody can come in there. It's not verified identities unless people want to be verified, and then we can verify your identity. Anybody can come in there, and as long as you're not trolling or spamming or completely taking Discord off the rails. Whatever you want to do in there, it's like the Wild West, guys. It's okay. It's free speech. It's a place where, people can disagree with each other, and it's okay. It's okay. And the mods are not there to settle. We're not your parents. We're not there to settle your arguments. Okay. But things like this will happen. Honk will come in and start honking. Honk my meat will start posting photos. I mean, these things happen, guys. These things happen.
You actually filed this in a court. Oh my god.
It's in a court.
Oh.
It's in a court document.
Oh god. Wait, I need help.
I'm just glad I'm not in there. Oh my gosh. I'm like 101 pages. I might show up in this thing. Oh my gosh. I was worried.
I'm sorry. That entire tangent you just went on, all I could hear was honk my meat.
Well, oh, sorry. Yeah, my connection may not be the best, but I mean,
no,
I was just glad I'm not in here. Like,
every word that you said came through online. I just couldn't hear anything other than honk my meat.
Oh, I see. You're just blinded by chaos. I understand. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
That was disgusting.
We got to get back on the rails here, Lauren. We don't have infinite time.
Like 10 minutes.
Infinite time.
Holy shit, man. All right. Something Iceland when we were dating. I don't need to hear about that again because I know too much about Tony Robbins and anal.
Well, that was an Instagram post. Anybody could have taken it and just had it and then posted it in Discord. So it's not a smoking gun for her. It's really bad. It's just a claim with no evidence.
I'm so sorry. This is terrible. Mr. Marraccini has also published multiple other photos of me, my family, and even my pets using the honk my meat suited him.
I mean, you would have to prove he's the account owner, which she hasn't done. Yeah, no worries. Using the same account, Mr. Marraccini has posted statements on social media offering to discuss why the cheating may have happened, which I understand was a reference to infidelity that occurred with a member of my family during the time Mr. Marraccini and I were dating. Okay, that's fine. And then we've got another quote here from Honk My Meat. Yeah, I'm giving my info free of charge and want to discuss if anyone wants to talk about why the cheating may have happened.
Imagine thinking that was serious.
I mean, okay. Who knows? Mr. Marraccini also shared private text messages he exchanged with my father, which he gave to Megan Fox, which referred to them as emotionally abusive. Megan Fox, Ron Owens sends emotionally abusive texts to Mike Marraccini while his stepfather was dying. Yeah. I mean, and we've seen this before, right? We've seen the affidavit from Mike's sister's boyfriend, right? Who was there when he says Ron Owens told Mike, oh, she tells lies, she fakes his pregnancy, I'll get you out of this. And then, of course, he didn't get him out of it. Yeah. So Ron clearly threw Mike under the bus.
I got to speed it up here, bro, because I got to leave in 10 minutes. So let's do this.
But the thing is, in this entire document, she doesn't go through and methodically prove with like IT evidence that Mike Marraccini is this Discord account. She fails to prove it. It's just a claim. That's the problem I have.
I need nobody in the chat to say anything funny for the next 10 minutes. Like I said, I got to get out of here. So Mr. Marraccini's also posted statements on social media referring to me as dangerous is an understatement. Get the fuck over it. Taken together, Mr. Marraccini's actions have been absolutely terrifying to me. Well, so is everything else in the world. First, he unquestionably committed a federal crime. I'm not reading that.
No, he didn't.
When Mr. Marraccini traveled from California to Arizona on June 10th, he did so knowing that this court had issued a valid lawful order prohibiting him from... Nope, you're full of shit.
He was under subpoena. Also, the thing is, if it was illegal, he would have been arrested on June 10th, and he wasn't arrested. That's called a proof by refutation. So, I don't know. What can you do with that? She doesn't mention that.
Releasing the text, which is disputed, by the way, has been absolutely devastating to me. Really. So is faking cancer to your boyfriend. I'm sure that's devastating to your boyfriend. Faking pregnancies to your boyfriend. Faking losing pregnancies to your boyfriend. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Where are these 2,500 pages also? I don't think we have access to those.
No, we don't. Like, what are you talking about? Please provide me a link to them so I can read them and judge you very harshly.
Maybe she should release them publicly.
For these reasons, fuck, she would underhonk my meat. For,
Yeah.
for these reasons, oh
Why
God,
not?
okay. For these reasons, I am asking this court to renew the OOP issued in this case and to make that renewal permanent. I am further requesting that this court find that Mr. Marraccini violated this court's order and that he engaged in interstate travel with the intent of violating the court's order. I further ask the court
No.
to refer Mr. Marraccini to the United States Attorney's Office in San Francisco for investigation and, if appropriate, criminal prosecutions based on his violation of 18 USC Section 2262 and or any other law.
No. He was under subpoena. Doesn't make any sense.
No, just go fuck yourself for this whole thing. Go fuck yourself. I don't care. This is stupid shit I've ever read. Like none of this rings true at all. We've all seen all the evidence, and she also like makes it clear here that she actually sent the text messages that she claims she didn't send earlier. So I'm fucking done with this lady. But
Yeah.
you know, I'll continue to bag on her a little bit. I guess there's nothing else I can really do at this point. It's like you're not saying anything new, just stupider.
No.
So.
If she's looking for something to do, she could make a new Discord account called Honk My Meat 2 Honky Honky Boogaloo. I don't know. That would be fun.
I have to go. I have to go. I can't deal with you right now. This is like worse than Wub Loves. Okay, I gotta go, guys. Hang on, let me see. I love that Maricopa County has records of all of it, and I truly hope that Mike, especially Greg and Clayton, get compensation. Thank you, Lady K from Texas, for the 10.
Yeah.
And
I mean, stay tuned, guys. Investigation continues, so stay tuned.
Right.
There's more to come.
I gotta roll, guys. And Bruce has to meet up with some radon guy later. It's a date, I think.
No, he already did the thing.
Oh, that was him with the truck?
That was him in the forklift. I don't know why he's driving a forklift, but okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
Welcome to rural
right,
America. All right.
I gotta roll because I'm meeting some people. So I will talk to you guys soon. I'm sure, like I said, I'll be back to talk more about this later in a less insane and cackly way. And Bruce, you're welcome to join that as well. I don't know when it's gonna be though. So all right.
Right on.
Thank you, Bruce, and thank you, everybody. Appreciate you.